Of course he's sleeping. What am I gonna do with him? Let's see what he's doing for his next review. Cavern! What? Did your audience do it to you? What? Don't play dumb. You let them reduce you to this? They didn't do anything. Do you hate yourself? You went a month straight playing crappy games. You started this month off with a good one. I thought you were done for at least a decent while. Look, I have to get the bad games out of the way because people are gonna want them and I'll have to do them anyways, so even if I hate it, I have to. No matter what, I have to. I just... Listen, since you're obviously going crazy over all of this, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but since you decided to write me out of the B-movie review, thank goodness, I will review this game for you. You need a break. Thank you! Get off of me, you twit! Hand me the script. I'm gonna regret this. Shaq Fu, a Legend Reborn. Why did I agree to do this? Read the lines! Shaq Fu, a Legend Reborn. The term Shaq Fu might be a strange one to some of you. It should be all of you if you are a sane person. Back in 1994, the original Shaq Fu was released and is now criticized as being one of the worst video games of all time. So, of course, 24 years later in 2018, a company by the name of Big D's? Are you serious? Big D's decided to capitalize off of this horrible title, and after getting donations on Indiegogo, they made a sequel to it promising they wouldn't Fu it up this time. I'm already hating this. However, given the rather extremely poor sales, people probably didn't take very well to it. But, of course, with my normal self, he let his curiosity get the better of him. I am not taking credit for his stupidity. So now, because Cavern is an idiot, I will be reviewing Shaq Fu, a Legend Reborn to see just why people dislike this game so much. This story is so unbelievably filled with tropes and cliches. Shaq was bullied when he was younger due to him being tall. An old man, his name is Yi, trained him in some form of martial arts who then dies later on and gives him advice as a spirit, who then appears to actually be alive at the end of the game, which doesn't make sense either. Celebrities being a part of some secret society to bring the world into some kind of event. No, the Illuminati's not in this game. Instead, it's demons, which also is another cliche. To be honest, I'd rather have the Illuminati in this game. I really couldn't care for the story at all, and I know you're not supposed to take the story for this kind of game seriously at all. I've had my fair share of those types of games. In fact, another game that I've reviewed, Chicken Little Ace in Action, has done something similar to this, but that was still an enjoyable experience due to how it was handled. This game has a multitude of reasons that I'll mention throughout the video as to why I couldn't even not care about the story. It's that bad. The cutscenes for this game are animated and it reminds me of an Adult Swim cartoon. It's pretty nice for what it is. That is all I like about the presentation. The writing is so ear-gratingly annoying. The jokes in this game don't ever stop. The jokes aren't even good. You don't know how many times I've heard the same joke about the voice actor of Yi saying Gold Bond because he gets paid every time he says it. You also don't know how many dead memes from 2 years ago I've heard Shaquille O'Neal say, like, "That feels good," and "How about that?" during gameplay. And as someone who rather likes memes quite a bit, this hurt rather deeply. Also, this game is ridiculously offensive. There's things like every female in the game is a demon, and I mean literally all of them are demons. Chinese restaurants cooking and serving cats, calling Shaq burnt rice, and plenty of other things that I'm not gonna say because YouTube would kill me on the stuff I have already stated, let alone everything I decided to leave out. If you want to see the others, check out this video because it's actually kind of disgusting what stuff they allowed. Most games just barely get away with 2, maybe 3 max, unless there's a reason behind it like a game based off of history, but even then, they have their limits. That aside, is the music and voice acting any good? Has anything else for this game been good so far? Some songs contain slightly parodied versions of actual existing songs like Beat It by Michael Jackson and Material Girl by Madonna. You played this?
Keep going!
Even with these renditions, the soundtrack as a whole manages to be pathetically generic and boring to the point where you might as well listen to anything else alongside this game. The voice acting is almost entirely trash, to be honest. Not only are most of them bad, but they don't even have any notable works for me to comment on either. The only two that I can acknowledge are Shaquille O'Neal because no point in this game otherwise, and Andy Gibson, who's the voice of Impa in Breath of the Wild? This game came out a year after Breath of the Wild. What are you doing? I'm not even halfway through this. Cavern, what is wrong with you? Shaq is able to fight against various enemies by punching them and using an air kick. While in a punch combo, he can use a size 22 kick attack. There's also some objects he can pick up to swing or throw at enemies, usually killing them instantly. He also has the ability to charge into enemies with his Shaq Smash attack, which will need to be recharged over time when using them in quick succession. There's also a Shaq Wave, a powerful attack that hits all around him. There is a meter for this though, which can be refilled by defeating enemies. There are 3 things that can occur from defeating enemies and breaking boxes. Green orbs, which give you health, blue orbs, which give you energy, and coins, which are for points. Not for upgrades, which could have been 10 times better and 10 times more useful, but for points. Even though today, that stuff hardly matters anymore, but whatever. Yi plays transformative potions and levels, and running into them, by force, not by will, will transform Shaq into Shaq Diesel or Shaqtis. No. Cavern, we're talking now. Why on earth did you play this? People, do you want me to play it at some point? Yourself, or are you just that stupid? So many other people in the world was smart and avoided this game. Aside from those that reviewed it already, so many other games, but I wanted it out of the way, and I already bought the game, so I had to do something with it. And it's not like I could return it either. Of the original one, and you still went through with it. Other reviewers, and they still got it. I'm not the only one who's in this situation. Wait, we're live. So, there's nothing good here. This is one of the most repetitive and boring games I've ever played. All the stuff that I mentioned in the gameplay portion, you learn in the first level of the game. You don't learn anything new for the rest of the game, and as I said earlier, the coins aren't used for upgrades of any kind. In fact, there's no upgrades of any kind that you can get, period. You were just stuck the same way the entire game, and it doesn't help that a good amount of enemies are fought the exact same way, and some of them just have skin swaps. And when you notice that, it makes it even more boring. But to make matters worse, this game is not easy later on. In fact, it's quite difficult, but for basically every wrong reason. When you jump, you can't move up or down while doing it, which makes jumping to dodge some obstacles very difficult. And you can only roll up and down, which doesn't make sense either. In 2018, neither of these should be issues. I mean, a Scott Pilgrim game didn't do anything like that, and that was back in 2010, so it shouldn't be an issue almost 10 years after. Also, again, the silliness and offensiveness of this game is absurd. At one point, you have to fight a boss that is, and I kid you not, an enlarged, farting, pooping, twerking butt demon that eats tacos, while a remixed version of Wiggle by Jason Derulo featuring Snoop Dogg plays in the background. I don't care about the fact that I'm not supposed to take this game seriously at this point. No one should see this cursed abomination. When punching enemies, you have a chance of doing a critical hit attack, but they are random for occurring. So you could accidentally end up using this when an enemy has basically no health. The very first attack I did was a critical hit, which goes to show how random it is in this game. Starting up the game takes around 2 minutes. This was in 2018. Why is it that games still have issues like this? Then again, it's the only load screen that's like this, and maybe this is your moment to return your copy before you try to play it. Which unfortunately, Cavern didn't do. This is, hold up, I can do the rest of this. This is one of the worst games I've ever played that released in recent years. This game is like one of those classes where you are so bored of paying attention to it, but you know you have to because if you don't you'll fail and you don't want to repeat the class again. But the class is also stupidly difficult due to unfair circumstances, and the game honestly just hinders you in a lot of ways. I regret playing this game. I regret purchasing this game. I regret reviewing this game. I'm disappointed in the people that back this game, and I'm disappointed in the developers for not doing any better than the first game. They had to know what they were doing. They had to have known that they were making a meme game and tried to capitalize on that by idiots like me deciding to purchase the game. And thankfully, it doesn't seem like they benefited off of it. Shadow Me, I'm so sorry. Don't talk to me until you can make good decisions. Well, anyways, what's going on, my fellow residents? It's me, TheFrozenCavern, and thank you guys for making it to the end of this video. I want to stop playing bad games for a bit. I haven't even been doing this for like a year, and I've already played so many bad games. It's surprising. Very, very surprising. And I don't really know how to feel now when it comes to bad games. I want to wait at least a little bit, just a month's time, before I get to really bad games again. Whether that will actually happen or not, I have no idea. The chances of me accidentally getting a really bad game is pretty decently high, but hopefully I don't end up with one as bad as this or the B-movie game in the near future. But regardless, make sure you guys go down to the description because that's where all my social medias are. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Discord are all in the description, and there are all ways of you guys being able to be up to date on whenever I upload another video, have an update for the channel, or whatever else that is the likes of that. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. Share this out with your friends and family. But until the next video, take care.
I want you for a